Before you lay the first brick, understand this. The way you plan your house will decide whether it survives an earthquake, stays cool in a heat wave, and meets government laws, or becomes a future demolition case. In this episode of BuildSmart PK, we're covering what CDA building bylaws demand, how ASCE 7 guidelines define safety, what NDMA recommends for seismic zones, and how to plan smart right from day one. Let's start where every house begins, the plot. In CDA zones, according to Clause 4.1 of the CDA Building Bylaws 2020, every residential plot must follow defined setbacks and maximum ground coverage ratios 50x90 plot. You can only build on 70% max, 35 feet setback on front, 5 feet back. Corner plots may have different rules based on visibility and exposure. Front-facing windows must respect privacy and sun angles. Now, from a climate-smart and structural perspective, here's what ASCE 7-22 says about orientation and environmental loads. Orientation should minimize direct solar exposure from the south and west sides in hot climates like Islamabad, Lahore, Karachi. Natural ventilation design is essential. ASCE Section C26 covers wind load design and recommends strategic window placement for cross-ventilation. What does this mean in plain terms? If your bedroom windows face west, you're baking yourself in June. Smart orientation, such as lower AC bills plus better airflow. Next, something almost no one in Pakistan bothers with, soil testing. This is mandatory in both ASCE guidelines, Chapter 20, Site Classification, and recommended by NDMA for any seismic-prone area, which is basically all of northern Pakistan. Why it matters. Weak soil, like loose clay or sandy fill, can't support load and leads to cracks or tilting foundations. ASCE mandates Site Class AE based on shear wave velocity. Pakistan's most common classes are D, stiff soil, and E, soft clay, which need seismic reinforcement, CDA By-Laws. Section 5.2. 1 recommends load-bearing assessments before foundation approval for plots over 500 square yards. So yes, that rears 25-30,000 soil test could save you Rs 25 lakh in future damage. Here S, where most people mess up, they skip the approval process and go straight to construction. This is illegal and dangerous. CDA requirements for residential construction, architectural, plus structural, plus electrical, plus plumbing drawings must be submitted. Approval must be obtained before groundbreaking max height restrictions and floor area ratios, FAR, must be followed. Now let's add ASCE's side. Say 7-22, Section 1.4.1, requires that all new residential structures meet minimum load resistance criteria, especially seismic, wind, and dead load conditions. All designs must factor in live load, LL, dead load, DL, and seismic load, E. Chapter 12 of ASCE specifically talks about seismic design category D and above, which applies to Islamabad, Muzaffarabad, Peshawar, Quetta, and other risk zones. If you don't submit structural drawings, or worse, you build from a contractor's andaza, you are putting lives at risk and breaking the law. Let's talk earthquake safety, because this is life or death. NDMA Earthquake Vulnerability Assessment, 2019. Over 60% of homes in northern Pakistan are highly vulnerable to moderate seismic activity. Most structures collapse due to poor structural connections, not because of the quake strength itself. They recommend using reinforced concrete frames, shear walls, and ductile detailing, which is also in ASCE's seismic provisions. S. Seismic Design Summary, Section 12.2. Structures must resist lateral forces based on their weight and soil class. Soft stories, e.g., parking ground floors, must be avoided or structurally reinforced. Buildings must include ties between beams, columns, and slabs to act as a unit during shaking. If you're building in Zone 2B or 3, like most of northern Pakistan, your house must be treated as a seismic load-bearing structure, period. Finally, let's talk function. Too many homes waste space and money on bad design. ASCE Design Principles plus CDA Spatial Guidelines recommend minimized corridors, less dead space. Aligned wet areas, stacking kitchen and bathroom on each floor to reduce plumbing cost. Avoiding unsupported cantilevers over 4 feet, designing for future solar or backup systems. Your house should be smart, not in gadgets, but in layout. Smart homes cost less to run, are easier to maintain, and are built for 20+ years, not just for showing off. This isn't just advice. It's based on ASCE 7-22 standards, CDA building bylaws, and NDMA risk assessments. If your contractor isn't following this, you're already in trouble. In Episode 2, we re-getting into the most common foundation disasters in Pakistan and how to avoid them using local and international engineering practices. Subscribe to BuildSmart PK, and let's build houses that don't just look good, but last generations.